Alright guys, I'm back downtown. You know, I might as well just live down here because I'm here all the time. But today, I'm here with somebody special. Alright, check this girl out. If you don't know who she is, she goes by Zelly Vibes.
Diamonds white, look like snow, yeah. My neck froze.
So basically, I'm just downtown here during the day, which is very, very rare. And then we're just gonna walk around and ask her some questions. You excited?
I'm so excited. Let's do it. Let's go.
Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna do a little interview here, get to know Zelly a little bit. Since you guys watching the channel, I know some of you are not in Las Vegas, so let's get to know her a little bit. Okay, so I read that you sang and danced Spanish folk music, okay? I'll be honest with you, I'm from Northern California. I don't speak Spanish. Is that when they dress up and like and dance around like in the
with the big skirts and stuff?
Yeah. How was that? What was that experience like?
It was pretty dope to learn more about my culture. To be honest, it was really hard because like I've never been like this like crazy, super talented dancer. I think dancing is such a crazy skill to have, to be honest. But I tried my best. I think I did pretty all right. My teacher just really wanted me to be, you know, just the whole package, and she thought that it was important for me to get my rhythm going. And so she wanted me to not sound tired while I was performing. So she would throw me in to dance with the dance group, and then I would have to run, change, and go on stage and sing and not sound tired. Shout out to my teacher, Isela Gutierrez, because she did amazing. I'm the performer I am today because of her, because of, you know, everything she taught me. Now she works with like Univision, the Grammys, all the Latin billboards, all that stuff. So it's really dope to see all that, you know.
Well, what are the chances you could do one of those dances right now? Would you be embarrassed? I'm not trying to put you on a spot here, but I mean, because if you want, I could try to dance it with you. I don't know how to do it. If you want to show me a dance move.
Well, first of all, you need the skirt.
The skirt? Okay.
So, I could teach you one that I remember that you do like this, like, and then you do it with the skirt, you know?
I mean, you kind of like just move around, right? Like
yeah, you move around. It looks really dope whenever you have the skirt, because it makes really dope patterns with the colors and stuff. So.
Okay, so I asked you this question pretty much when I first saw you right now today. Zelly Vibes, how did that name come about?
Well, my real name is Itzel. You guys could see on my chain right here. It's I-T-Z-E-L. So for short, my friends, you know, would struggle pronouncing my name, so they just, you know, made it short to Zelly. You know, it's Zelly. So a lot of my close friends call me Zell. You guys would get to hear that, or Zelly.
Cool. And if you had to describe your musical style?
My musical style, you know what? I'm still in the process of like artist development, because I think I'm still exploring with my sound. I think that I do a little bit of R&B with hip hop and Latin, because I mix my, you know, the two languages that I know, which is Spanish and English. So I don't know what the hell that is. Like, how do you even describe that, you know what I mean? Like, that's the best that I could do. Like, my biggest influences would have to be Selena, you feel me? Like, she's such a queen. I mean, if you guys check out how I used to like dress and stuff, I was very inspired by Selena with my Spanish music. So I used to only do Spanish music. Yeah, and then 2016 I transitioned to only doing English music. And then now I'm doing English and Spanish, which is crazy.
Is that hard? Is it harder? Or what's
you know what? It was really dope, but it wasn't fully who I was. I felt like I had to try extra hard. And now I think I'm at the level where I'm so comfortable. This is truly who I am. I'm just getting deeper and deeper to know who I am as an artist. I'm inspired by my community. I'm inspired by my friends, by my family. I'm inspired by love. I'm inspired by experiences. Like, man, I'm just inspired by life.
Just life in general, right?
Life in general, bro.
Happy to
There's
be
so much
alive.
inspiration out here. Like,
Just walking around downtown, run into one of your writing partners. Will you guys describe what you guys write, what you guys do?
damn, we do a whole bunch of shit. Like, honestly, it's crazy because now, like, he's writing Spanish music with me.
Everything.
Like, just everything.
Like, it's almost like this. It's like you pan the screen away and you look back and I could have a cowboy hat on and we could be doing country music today.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
We're gonna do country and I got the little wheat in my mouth. We're gonna do country today. Like, that's whatever the vibe is, whatever we feel, you know. I feel like, you know, like we continue to try to push our limits. Like, you know, because I feel like that's about, like that's what it's about, like being an artist, like truly pushing your limits and trying to be the best form of yourself.
That's true.
When you guys are both in a writing session, how hyped do you guys get? When you write something, you're like, oh damn, that's a tight line, that's a tight bar.
That's exactly how we get. We get so fucking hyped. We be like, oh.
That's how it be. That's how it be. Yes. Look, that's how it feels though. Like when you're really writing a song and like you're trying to keep it 50-50. Both of us are trying to keep it to the point. I never want to make it seem like I'm overbearing. This is one thing about writing with Zelly. I never want to make it seem like I'm ever trying to overbear like what she's trying to do. Like I'll toss a couple ideas, then I'll take 2 steps back because I know she can. Like it's pretty much like this. If I toss her the idea, Zelly got a jetpack on. Zelly got a jetpack on, and she gonna take off with it. So that's how I feel. Like, you know.
Vice versa. Like, I think being part of a team, you know, it's like learning that balance to not like be so demanding or be like take over the whole session. You know, sometimes I feel like it can feel like that because people are so passionate about how they feel or their ideas that it can kind of make you feel like it's a little much because sharing your art is so special, you know.
Misconception, like what do you mean, like about the world or in general?
Or just like maybe when people first meet you, they're like, they're like, oh, they have a certain idea of what you're like, but it's not true, or just like, you know, it's like something you're totally different than what people expect you to be.
I talk about that shit all the time.
I think this is like an artist's dilemma right here because it's like this. Yeah, I make music, right? I make music. I make turn up music. I make love making music. I make stuff that's like almost like a little bit above like my everyday thing, but it's a vibe. Like I like to create a vibe. Like when people see me, I like to create a vibe. So I guess like the misconception can be if you read too deep into my music and think that's all me when I'm like a flower, you feel me? There's just pieces you just pull.
Like I don't know, like
Bougie.
yeah, they think I've heard that a lot,
Yeah.
that I'm bougie or I'm like a bitch or whatever. You know what? And honestly, like I'm so like, of course my Instagram is gonna look a certain way because I'm an artist and that's my presentation to the world, that's my resume, that's my portfolio. Instagram to me is like my work, you know, how do you go dressed to work? How's your presentation? But I feel like people have all these opinions which, you know, they're allowed to have, but it's like until you don't actually have a conversation with me and you know me, then I feel like you'd really be able to tell more about me because I feel like I'm just so much more.
Well, I don't like to call things weaknesses. I would just say like learning stones. Like everybody has learning stones. Like your weakness is a learning stone because at the end of the day, you can turn your weakness into something of power. So I'll put it at that. But I would say one of my weaknesses is my temper, like sometimes, and I really worked on that. Like, and it's like, you know, a lot. Like I've been getting way better. This past year, I've gotten so much. Like she could say, like from when she first met me up until now, my temper has like I don't let things faze me. I realized that like as you gotta say this, like I feel like this. I'm $1 million situation. So why would I waste my time to get angry at you? When there's $1 million that could potentially fly off the table if I knock your head off. It just doesn't make any sense. So that's I would say that was a weakness, and it's becoming more of a strength for me now. Like I use it to my advantage. Like I'm learning, and two, like one of my strengths more so, like, you know, I feel like is my communication because I feel like I know how to speak. I feel like I know how to speak and I know how to speak eloquently, and people like throw me off. I think that's one of the last questions you said, like people can like stereotype me and think that I'm not intelligent because I'm I'm black. Like, this is crazy. I'm black, I have tattoos, and I have dreads. So I'm immediately, like, when I'm in places, people look at me crazy. But, like, yo, I got 2 years of college under my belt. I was honor roll in high school. Like, like, don't try me. Like, wrestling champ. I did everything. You feel me?
I
Like,
wrestled in high school.
yeah. Builds character.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, shit, get your bread. I'm always like just thinking business. Like if we're friends and we can uplift each other in a certain way, there's certain ideas. Like I'm always like thinking, how can we uplift each other, you know, and be equally benefited from what one could be doing, you know, what we both could be doing. I don't know. So like, I don't mean bad, you know, I don't mean bad, but sometimes it's like okay to like not be in work mode and kind of be in the moment. And I've been working more on that. It's just really hard when you want it so bad. And you know, you do this full time, you're an independent artist, you are self-employed and shit like that, so you always gotta be on work mode. You gotta know when to have your limit, but I never give up.
All right, so we're still out here recording downtown, and then Zelly is live on her Instagram, right? You're on Instagram right now?
What's up? Yeah, we live.
She's live on her Instagram. You know, then her viewers ask some questions. Now, you said what was your biggest goal?
Yeah, my biggest goal. My biggest goal was getting on the radio, and we're still on rotation. You feel me? Shout out to my homies from 103.9 because, man, they really made that shit happen. DJ Valet broke the record. It's just been going on since I want to say like February or so. Yeah.
Is that the Oh My God song?
Yeah, it's Oh My God.
Cool.
Yep.
What has how do people embrace it? How do people take it in?
You know what? Since I first posted the preview, people went crazy over it, and that's how I knew that it was gonna be a big deal because I've never had a response like that from people. They just, anyone, like from kids to adults, like older people, they just love the song, and it just has huge meaning to me. When I wrote the hook to it, I was going through a lot, and I was going through big changes, and I can't believe I made it. Oh my God, like I was talking about that. I was talking about getting through such a rough time, and I can't believe I made it out of that shit, you know? So it's been definitely so dope to see it like just happen like this. So dope.
Let's go.
Yeah, we reached 10K views on YouTube, all organic, like no bots. Like.
So weren't you supposed to like release a different video at 10,000 views?
Yes, and I will next week. We're gonna have the screening at CMXX, so if you guys are in Vegas.
It's like on a Wednesday, right?
Yeah, come through. It's gonna be at 8 and what is that, like late afternoon? So yeah, so 8 p.m. at CMXX. If you guys are in Vegas, come check it out.
Cool. All the information will be down below as well. Check her out. Check out her Instagram. Check out her YouTube. Check her out if you're in Vegas. Check out 103.9. Request her song.
Yeah.
What else do you, all this girl's Instagram?
Probably Live and DJ Valet, my homies from Real 103. And if you hear the song on the radio, make sure you record it, and I'm gonna shout you out because you're a real one.
As far as the music scene goes, and I know it's not all hip hop, R&B. It's mostly like, I want to say it's like a rock scene for Las Vegas.
Really?
I think so. I'm not sure.
I think it's a little bit of everything because it's Vegas. It's like you have people from all over the world that come out here, and I think it's so beautiful. I really am interested in seeing where Vegas is going to go as far as sound because it's like a pot of different flavors. So I don't know really. I think that people should definitely come out more to all the events, the local events, because that's where it's at. I mean, from when I started in the English music scene to now, it's been such growth. Like people, every time I do shows now, it's like new people, and I feel like people are really coming out, and that's special.
So it's definitely growing.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely growing. So you can probably be one of the leaders, leading the pack for the Las Vegas scene.
You know what? It's very flattering for people to tell me that. I'm just out here trying to do the best I can. I'm trying to be the best version of myself. I think Vegas supports me to the core, and it's only fair for me to represent and keep representing my hometown. I feel like there's not only me, I feel like there's a lot of people out here that are making big moves. We have big producers that are making moves. We have very talented artists, music artists. We have dancers. We have it all in here. We have models. I mean, everything. I feel like Vegas is making a wave for sure, you know, so it's very flattering for people to see me as that. I don't think I'm better than anybody. Like, I was just talking about that yesterday. Like, I feel like I've accomplished a lot and I'm very grateful for that, but it's like, I don't know, like, I just don't feel like I'm like bigger than anybody else. I mean, I feel like I'm in competition with myself, you know, and it's cliche to say, but for real, like, I think everyone has their own wave. Like, this is my own world, my life, and everyone leads in their own movie role, you know what I mean? You know what? Shout out to Sandlot, because he's a loyal supporter of Vibe Tribe, you feel me? Honestly, I have a list of people that I want to work with, but I recently made a list of people that I want to work with right now, as far as like in my hometown. I actually have hella songs with my homie Tej. We just haven't put him out. I want to work with Young Thug. I want to work with Post Malone. I want to work with Majid Jordan. That would be so dope to do. I want to work with Cardi B, Megan. I want to work with everybody, shit, you know? Like, I just want to see, like, what kind of sauce we can make with like, our own recipes and shit. Like, I just want to see what's up.
In case you guys missed the question, that was, who would you like to work with, major and not major artists? When or how can you tell that you've grown since you first started?
Shit, when I hear that trash ass song.
Which song was that? Can people find it, or do you want to talk about that?
Hell no. No one will ever find the first English track I've ever recorded, because, oh, you know what? Actually, I showed it to my engineer, to my homie Sound by Dawson, because I wanted him to hear the growth, and we were just cracking the fuck up, because like, like but you know what, even from like my earlier tracks, like shit that's still out, that's on SoundCloud, all the earlier tracks, like, I'm still proud of them, and that's why I haven't deleted them, because I want people to see the growth. Like, I want people to see that I'm authentic, that, like, you know, like, you can really do it. Like, I knew I had potential. I didn't think I was like the best. I think I feel like one is the best version of themselves they could ever be if they're pushing themselves, and I was definitely pushing myself, but I just knew there was so much more of me to give. I still think there's so much more of me to give. So every time I hear a new track, I compare it to my old tracks, and it's like, damn, that's crazy. I be laughing, because like things that I think are hot now, like later on, I know I'm gonna make doper shit, and I'll probably feel the same about those tracks. So.
There you go. Hey guys. So pretty much we're gonna wrap this up. You know, we got to know Zelly Vibes a little bit. We got 96. 96. How did you get your name? Was it you're born?
Yeah, I was born in 1996. If anybody, you know, feel me, if anybody must know. Be like, I was born in 1996 though, and I'm a military brat, like former military brat. So like the 96 miles per hour thing came as moving so fast. In terms of like, I lived in places for like 2 years, and then my dad used to walk in a room and be like, okay, we're moving to Japan today. Like, we can be anywhere. Like, and like just last week I was in Chicago. Just the other month I was in Mexico. So I'm moving. I'm moving. So like, it fits my aura. It fits who I am. You feel me? And it's me. Yeah. So MPH, 96 miles per hour. It almost feels like when I lived in Japan. Okay, so I lived in Japan for 6 years, all middle school and then half of high school. Then moved to the States for like 6 months, and like maybe like 3-4 months, and then came back over to Japan, and then left and went to Italy. So like once I lived out in Italy, pretty much like with the vibe of being out in Italy, like comparing places. Like when I came back, I felt a super culture shock, because I felt like I got accustomed to a different culture. And two, sometimes even still to this day, like some of the normal things that I like to do, I feel like are weird compared to like the average like person that was born here in America, like, and the way their mind thinks. Sometimes like the things that I'll say, like people will look at me crazy too. I have to get accustomed to, like, I'm not bougie or anything. It's just like I just grew up overseas, like, you know what I mean? And like my mind frame is a little more open because I feel like we're a little more like, even though this is the land of the free, you feel me? We're still like, it ain't as free as we think it is. Like, it's funny how freedoms are just the state of mind. Like, freedom is a state of mind thing. Like, wherever you go, you could feel like a place has better freedoms than you do. And they could feel like, wow, I wish I can go there and just go to Disneyland and go to McDonald's.
What's your take on it as far as like living in Mexico and then come back to the States? And...
I think I'm very grateful to have had the opportunity to live out there and out here. I think, honestly, I think that I'm very grateful that I've lived here in America because I think that, like, financially it was better for my family. But you know, my family in Mexico is doing great out there too. So
if we could live somewhere else, where would we go?
If you were to pick up and move, like, would you go somewhere else, or you just love Vegas that much?
I love Vegas that much. I would have a house here in Vegas all the time. Like, it'd be like my main spot. But I like to have a spot somewhere else. Like, I like to have a spot in Mexico. I like to have a spot in Miami because I fuck with Miami. And he says that overseas is really dope. So I guess I'm gonna see. I'll check it out.
I would say if I wasn't living here, like, you know, but I don't know, like, I feel like I've came to Vegas and it's weird. Like, it's like either you come to, like, people either come here and they want to leave, or you come here and you spend like 2-3 days here and then you end up spending 2-3 months, and then a month turns to a year and then you just end up buying a spot. That's my situation right now. So like I feel like Vegas is an amazing place, but if I could choose, and I want to have places overseas, of course. Like I've always wanted to have like little cabins in places, like at least building a cabin or somewhere I can go and just duck off and have all my stuff in there, like decked out with the studio. Like, I love Switzerland and I love Italy. Italy was a beautiful place. And even Japan, like Japan having something small, like a small loft in Japan would be really dope. Like, I think just because I'm familiar with those places, and I feel like even more so in Italy, I would invest into Italy before I invested into Japan, because Italy is right in the middle of everything. You could go anywhere in Europe you could possibly want to. Hop on a train and be in Paris the next, like within, so it's like an open oyster, like, for you to do anything you want to do out there in Europe. So that's why I would want to have a spot there, you know.
I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Poland. I went to Poland 2 years ago and I've never forgot about it. Probably one of the best places I ever visited. So, like, I'm gonna wrap this up before it gets way too hot here in Vegas. I want to thank Zelly 96 for coming out, being part of this little vlog interview. You guys have any shout outs you want to do?
Man, shout out to my hometown. Shout out to everyone that's not from my hometown that be supporting. Thank you so much. You guys mean the world to me. And don't forget, if you want to come to my new video for Heavy Submarine, it's going to be the screening. It's going to be at CMXX 920 Commerce. Follow me on all social media at Zelly Vibes, and I be dropping music every month, so check me out.
Shout out to TPC, my collective. Shout out to Private Club. Shout out to everybody that supports me. Shout out to What Chris Doing, who just produced my new single, Do What You Do. And if you haven't checked that out, you need to go check that out. And shout out to God, because God woke me up today and I'm breathing. I got a roof above my head and I'm blessed. So y'all stay blessed out there. Remember that. Keep God first.
Cool. All right, guys, that's the video for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all the links for everything will be down below. Check them out, and we'll see you guys next time.